Hello and welcome to Geek Ranch's wrap-up of the Nintendo Switch event.
Yeah, our post Switch reveal kind of discussion.
Kind of our armchair quarterbacking like ESPN just for the Nintendo
exactly.
Switch. Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Yeah, the Sports Center theme is pretty dope.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about kind of a pros and cons kind of thing, how the presentation hit us, and also the following Treehouse event the next day. So there's going to be quite a few more cons than pros, just as a primer.
I think that it's worth noting that we're going to call this episode 1-2 Fail.
Yeah. That's fitting, and it hurts me. I really don't want to be super jaded and negative, but boy, did this whole event just sting with suckage. So.
I had an old mentor that once told me that when you're gonna criticize somebody, that it's supposed to be a nice sandwich, right?
Okay.
So you're supposed to
analogy time.
So you're supposed to begin something with something good they do. The middle is supposed to be the shit stuff.
Yeah, and
then you end it with something
you
positive.
You border the turd with positive things.
Yes.
So you don't know it's a turd sandwich until you take a bite.
I think we're going to start with the positive thing, get to the
Yes.
turd sandwich part. I don't think there'll be any more positive at the end, though.
I can come up with some.
Can you?
I'm sunshine and rainbows. You know.
So let's start with some positive things, and I took some notes. So I'm going to whip my phone out here.
Oh.
But go ahead, Ryan. Why don't you give us something positive?
Something positive. I was expecting, because every Nintendo device that's needed to be charged ever uses proprietary charging port. The Switch will be using USB-C, which is excellent because it's going to be ubiquitous. Soon. It's not yet. But it will be. USB micro would have been better because I think everyone's non-iPhone uses
micro
USB micro.
Yeah.
But that is a bonus because you'll be able to use a charging pack, like a portable, charge bank, power bank, to charge the thing on the go, because you'll want to. But we'll get into that later.
I think that for me, the big positive thing out of this is that the controller tech honestly is kind of cool.
It's actually very cool. They packed a shit ton of tech into those.
The
things.
fact that they've got like basic, almost Kinect-like tracking in the front of that thing, where it can tell whether you're holding up a 1 or a 5.
Basic shapes and distance.
Yeah, basic shapes and distance. I know that there was a mini game where somebody was like eating a sandwich, so it knew when you were opening and closing your mouth if you pointed it at it. Like, and that was in the Treehouse event. And like I think that kind of stuff is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool tech. As far as its usage, we'll get into it.
Well, the only thing. Well, let's transition into our shit show.
Okay.
So I think that's a good transition, because the mini game that really showcases that tech is a game called 1-2 Switch, which, it's worth noting, is not a pack-in game. It's a $50 title that they expect you to buy. And my number 2 point about that fucking game is it's not technically a video game,
right?
Because it doesn't really want you to use the screen. It only wants you to use the controllers. The screen is just basic information.
Yeah. So they're taking the video out of video game.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's basically a Rumble tech demo. They showed the different things you can do with it, with the quick draw cowboy type stuff and everything. But I'm really surprised at how hard they're pushing the Wii Sports type of thing. I wasn't expecting the Joy-Con to have motion control and everything. It's cool that it does because it can be fun, but as we saw with the Wii, those moments are going to be few and far between.
I think where Nintendo struck gold with the Wii in terms of motion control was that it immediately appealed to every Nana and Papa and Grandma and Grandpa and parent.
It was immensely popular.
It was immediately recognizable what you were supposed to do.
There were Wiis in retirement homes all over the place, so it was broad appeal, and it worked for them because they made a shit ton of money.
But I think that by going so high tech on the controllers and the motion control, I think that they're missing the point. I think they're missing what made that popular.
Yeah, simplicity and approachability.
Yeah, and I think it's less simple and less approachable.
It is, and they're purporting their new HD Rumble tech, with the little demo with a cup of ice and the ice cubes and everything, which is going to be pretty cool. But
yeah, Microsoft did it for the Xbox One controller, and nobody cares.
No, I mean, yeah, the
The
rumble
rumble
triggers
triggers,
and
yeah,
everything,
that's
it's
kind
not
of the same
really
thing.
even utilized.
Yep.
So
No, nobody even fucking cares.
that's why those controllers are expensive.
So tell me something else that you think is fucking bullshit.
Oh man, this was so easy just a few minutes ago. What else is complete bullshit about it? The launch lineup. They showed, God, at the reveal, a couple of games. It was so hard to be excited about almost any of them. At launch, we're going to have Zelda Breath of the Wild, which probably would have released several months ago for the Wii U, if not even further ago. But they wanted to time it, for simultaneous release with a Switch, just like they did Twilight Princess, on the GameCube and the Wii. They put it back and everything. Other than that, I really don't see any other reason to buy the damn thing at launch. You've got Just Dance, a bunch of upgraded ports like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U with DLC. I think Splatoon 2 is going to be a launch title, which doesn't matter to me in the least. And then there's going to be a couple of other kind of small throwaway party games at launch.
So do you want to go through? Do you want to go through the titles that they've announced?
Yeah, we might as well.
Let me find it online here.
Okay.
I know I can find it real quick.
It's I saw the graphic, the other day, and it was here's what's going to be available at launch, and then through the month, throughout the year, and everything. And oh my goodness, I can't believe the launch is going to be as paltry as it is. And there are some decent looking games coming later in the year, but 6 or 7 months down the line. And one of those exciting games is a 6-year-old Elder Scrolls game, which I'm excited to play on the Switch, but it's not enough of a motivator to buy the thing.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the announced games so far on Nintendo Switch's website, right? So we've got FIFA, which...
I already voiced my disappointment on the stream video.
Not only is there disappointment there, but like the 10 fucking frames that they show you of this game makes it look like an Xbox 360 game, which I don't think is powerful enough to be a modern console, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Ultra Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of this. It looks like a really cool kind of retro update to Street Fighter 2 because
Super Street Fighter 2. Yeah.
Of Super Street Fighter 2. It's still, like 16-bit-ish, but it's flashier. The colors are more vibrant, there's more effects and stuff. The roster of characters I think is going to be huge. You saw like Evil Ryu and Violent Ken fighting, which is cool.
That's kind of neat.
But again, this is a 2D fighting game. So
that doesn't have super broad appeal.
Yes.
Super Mario Odyssey, which
not a launch title.
Yeah, holiday 2017.
Here we are going with the release of another Nintendo console without a Mario title at launch. Just like with the Wii, just like with the GameCube, because you can't count Luigi. I think that was a misstep, and this, to me, and I'm sure to you, also says that this thing needed to wait.
I think it does.
Their flagship character was not ready. That game wasn't anywhere near ready.
We'll get into the hardware specs too, and why I think they should wait here in a little bit. We've got Elder Scrolls V, which isn't a launch title. Now, I kind of...
Yeah.
Part of me understands they don't want to compete with Zelda at launch.
Yeah, but there's no reason it's going to be fall of 2017.
Right, like how does this game take...
Right, this game, it wasn't in new development. This game, just a month ago, was 5 years old.
Yes.
So I don't understand why it's so far into the future, why it couldn't have been at least a month after launch, and when they showed so much of it at the initial reveal in October. Every other screen was of Skyrim gameplay.
Old game is old. Splatoon 2, which most of the impressions from major news outlets that have seen this at the Nintendo Treehouse thing have said it looks like a slightly reskinned Splatoon 1.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything new. There's certainly no campaign. We've got ARMS, which...
Yeah, the weird, long-armed boxing game.
Which it looks like a game that they took 8 months to develop to show off some tech.
Right, and is $60.
And is $60.
Yes.
That's not to say that the game won't be fun for a few rounds. But is it going to be a classic? No. I don't see that game going very far. No. And like I said during our live stream, it looks like a game that would be really fun to play in like a VR setting where you have these big springy arms and you get to...
It would.
But like on a TV or on that little bitty 6-inch screen, I just...
Right.
I don't see it.
Yeah, and I really can't see the $60 price point, because it's not... I mean... AAA releases are $60, I can't see playing a gimmicky party boxing game that costs $60. You know, thank goodness for Redbox, I guess.
We've got Mario Kart 8, which is
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe,
which is
Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U with some probably new skins for the characters, maybe a new racer.
Yeah, and they included like some of the classic Battle Arena
the old battle mode
tracks and stuff, which they should have done in the first place,
Sure.
right? Like that was the thing everybody complained about was how bad the battle mode was.
But again, here we are with a game that's basically a slight upgrade instead of a full-fledged sequel. Again, kind of indicating a rushed, launch.
We've got a game that's supposed to come out in March called Has Been Heroes by publisher Game Trust, whom I've never heard of. Judging from screenshots, this looks like a mobile game.
It does. It looks like it was made for cell phones.
Yeah, it looks like it was made for cell phones. It does not look like something that is going to have super mass appeal.
Yeah. Hopefully that will be pretty cheap. Because it looks like a $20 release to me.
Yeah, we got Just Dance.
Which I don't even have comments for because it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's a dancing game. It's been around for a while, and there you go at launch. Just Dance.
Snipper Clips. The tagline is "Cut it out together."
Yeah, this looked novel. Like kind of neat 2-player thing, utilizing the different functions of the controller and everything. This one's going to be $20, I think.
Yeah,
$19.99. Okay.
Just a puzzle game.
So that's better. I don't understand why the boxing game isn't going to be that cheap,
1-2 Switch, which, as we said before, just isn't a video game.
Right, and it's $50.
Super Bomberman. Everybody knows what Bomberman is.
1-2 Switch, really, there's no reason that shouldn't have been a pack-in title, for Pete's sake.
Yep. Super Bomberman, which is a game that honestly could have been on the Wii U. There's nothing special about it.
It could have been on the Wii.
Yeah.
It's Bomberman,
It's
right?
Bomberman. It's 3D, but that's about it.
We have the Crown Jewel, Breath of the Wild, the Zelda, and then like a super limited edition of it.
We got Arcade Archives, which is emulated games. Ooh.
Okay, well, released to be determined.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have a release date. Disgaea 5, which has been on fucking everything.
So, you can play it on the Switch, which I guess is neat. I'm sure it'll be a full price release.
Also, release date to be determined. A new Dragon Ball Xenoverse game.
Okay,
to be determined.
Xenoverse was pretty cool. I haven't really seen much of 2, but I'm a DBZ fan, so that would be kind of neat.
Farming Simulator.
There is a market for that stuff.
But it's something that's been on everything.
It has. Oh my gosh, the simulator series.
Fast RMX, which is a sequel to that F-Zero-like that was on Wii U.
Right.
And there's no reason this game couldn't be on Wii U.
There's no reason it shouldn't be F-Zero itself.
Fire Emblem Warriors, which is another Dynasty Warriors clone.
Yeah.
Stupid. Sorry.
And Minecraft.
Minecraft and Minecraft Story Mode.
To be determined again,
Puyo Puyo Tetris, which I believe is on Wii and Wii U overseas already. Rayman Legends, which has been on fucking everything.
Rayman Legends is 4 or 5 years old now, and has been on every console out there. I have it on PC. Yay!
We got Rhyme, which is going to be on everything.
Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei, a new title.
Yeah, they showed very little. There was 0 gameplay, big surprise. So that probably won't be this year.
Siberia 3, which I don't.
My wife actually played this Siberia 1 and I think part of 2. It's point and clicker.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mystery type game. Riven or Mist.
The closest to a modern game we've seen is Steep.
Steep, the snowboarding game.
We saw 10 frames of it. And you could immediately tell that the lighting engine wasn't up to snuff. Immediately.
Of course, it's not going to be.
So that makes me think that this thing isn't going to be capable of playing much. Project Sonic 2017.
Okay, so there will be a Sonic title on it. This isn't Sonic Mania. This is something different.
Yeah, that was when the Sega guy got up there and looked all like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I felt a little bad for
that. Yeah, that was weird. Not as weird as the Splatoon 2 guy, though.
Well, yeah, at least he had some enthusiasm, even if it was forced. He was kind of a goober. He's the guy that dabbed. That still bothers me.
Yeah, NBA 2K.
2K18 basketball. So,
yeah,
I mean, they showed it in the trailer. You can go with your millennial friends to the basketball court and play pretend basketball because that's a thing you would want to do.
Lego City Undercover, which is coming out in the spring,
and was on the Wii U.
And
I think it was a launch
everything.
title,
yeah.
and was a decent game. So you can buy that again for $60.
Old game is old though.
It's gonna be a full price release too, which is what really chaps my ass.
Sonic Mania, which has been on everything, is going to be on everything.
Yeah, and Sonic Mania being on this is great, because it's going to be on everything else. And Sonic Mania, really quickly, is a game that Sega kind of went to the community, basically saying, okay, you guys shit on every Sonic release that we muster. Help us make something that people really want. And, just go look for the gameplay. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like classic Sonic. It's a little shinier, the graphics look a little better and everything, but it looks like it's going to be fun. So.
I Am Setsuna, which has
been out for a while.
Another indie game. It's a Chrono Trigger like.
I have no idea what it is.
It's supposed to be like Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
It was specifically developed to be Chrono Trigger like, and Square Enix picked it up.
Cool.
So Square Enix is publishing it under their little pub fun thing that they've got.
Well, I'm actually mildly interested.
It came to PS4. I haven't played it. It was pretty popular, but
cool.
I've seen gameplay video. It looks a little stagnant to me, but
yeah,
to be honest with you, and you guys can hate me, I don't think Chrono Trigger is the best game ever either.
It's not. I mean, I had quite a few more favorite RPGs on the SNES.
I don't understand the just absolute dying loyalty
it was fun,
to that game.
but yeah, it's held in very high regard.
And then Skylander Imaginators, which again, who cares?
Yep, it's Skylanders.
It's Toys to Life.
It's the you buy little figures, and of course, the one controller has the NFC, so you'll use that probably instead of the Skylanders dock.
And they could have done one thing that would prevent me from talking shit about their game lineup, and that is to put a Battlefield or a Battlefront or a Call of Duty or anything. If they announced
it wouldn't have to be a shooter. Anything, any action adventure title that's AAA
with modern quality graphics.
Yes, and that would have shut us up.
So
a lot.
And that's where I'm going to go with my biggest problem with this thing is it's not powerful enough.
Yeah.
This thing needed to gestate another year.
Yep.
They're using 2-year-old NVIDIA Tegra processors.
Yes.
They've only got 4 gigs of RAM, which means it's only going to be at max as capable as the Xbox 360. It does not use Pascal architecture. Now, I recognize that hasn't been confirmed, but if this thing used Pascal, NVIDIA would be shouting it from the fucking rooftops, and they're not.
And there might be some sort of agreement, to kind of hold off until maybe prior to launch or something like that. But the Pascal chipset just came out late last year, and this seems like it would have been a huge, opportunity for NVIDIA to put it in a mobile device and say, look how capable this is. And it would have been a huge boon to Nintendo, too, because the thing would have been that much more powerful.
I'll tell you what, if you want to play a Nintendo Switch right now, go and get yourself a 2-year-old NVIDIA Shield.
Yeah, the Shield device.
It's just as powerful.
It's a gaming tablet.
It's a gaming tablet. That's what I was telling you. I said, this is an NVIDIA Shield that's 2 years old that has an identity crisis.
Yeah, but, that you can play Mario on.
Yeah, it's got it. That's the identity crisis. It thinks it's a Nintendo.
Yeah.
Right? So that's my thing. This thing isn't. That's my whole problem with this. It's not powerful enough to be a home console. It's not small and portable enough to be a true portable.
Right.
So what the fuck is it?
It's kind of, I don't know, I guess it's stuck in limbo in between.
Yeah, and that's not going to be successful for anyone. And apparently shareholders agree because their stock fell like 8%.
Their stock had a pretty sharp drop yesterday after the announcement and the stream and everything like that, which after watching the stream myself, I was kind of expecting.
If this thing had another year to gestate,
yes,
it could have run the new model of Tegra.
Yes.
It could have run a Pascal architecture. It could have affordably put 8 gigs of RAM in it, which would have given it parity to what we've got now with the PS4 and the Xbox One, right? Like, it's just, man, it's so disappointing.
Well, what you're getting at is missed opportunities. Just a little bit more time in the oven, or just biting of time. You could have put, better tech into it.
And they would have had more third-party support.
But they would have. They would have had a better launch lineup, too. More enticing other than just Zelda and then nothing.
And, here's the thing. I know you Nintendo apologists out there will say that Nintendo has always been a first-party console. But that is not true. The Super Nintendo,
was the third-party console to have.
Yes.
Because their third-party support was ridiculous. They were Square's home.
And the other thing is, if they were a first-party only console, the Wii U would have been successful, and we wouldn't be even having this discussion right now. Because they made great games for the Wii U, but they know it's a failure, and they've already put it out to pasture.
Oh, yeah. They stopped manufacturing Wii U's already.
They stopped manufacturing before they even really announced this thing. They stopped manufacturing it back in fucking October, for God's sake.
Well, it fell on its face hard.
Yeah.
Because of a lack of titles, lack of compelling games to play.
And there is nothing that they haven't announced for the fucking Switch that couldn't have run on the Wii U. Nothing.
Not yet. No. I mean, unless they're holding some kind of magic card that they haven't revealed yet, which, knowing Nintendo, I doubt, because all of this is just indicative of what Nintendo has done with their last several console lineups, especially the Wii. So we're seeing a rather underpowered console release and them focusing on gimmicks again.
Yep.
And I really hate to say that because the Wii was so popular and successful and everything, but I went into that stream not knowing about all the tech they were cramming into the Joy-Con controllers, and when they were revealing it, talking about everything it was capable of and all the features, it was like, this is great. There's a lot they could do with this. Then they started showing what they're going to be pushing with it, and it's like, here's classic Nintendo. It's just pushing gimmicks again.
Yeah, they just don't seem to have learned any lessons. They don't seem to get it.
No. Oh, well, and that's, just their very traditionalist Japanese business. And their upper echelon management, is very hard-headed. I mean, and this isn't something that's
and they also don't care
unknown.
for the Western audience, by the way.
Right, which is also pretty well known. They are I don't want to say afraid of change, because they innovate. They try to innovate as much as they can, but they will only ever go so far. They will reach that limit. And then that stubborn hard-headedness kicks in. We're like, this is enough. This is where we're going to be, and we're going to play this as hard as we can. And it's like, no, if you had gone 50 more feet, if you had just taken a few more steps forward and put that much more effort into it, yeah, I'm getting all worked up again.
We've already got hints that Nintendo is going to do the same shit they keep doing too. They did it with the Wii. They did it with the Wii U. They definitely did it with the NES Classic, and they're going to do it again with the Switch.
Limited supply.
Yeah, that false rarity, that false sense of rarity. Yes. I'll tell you right now that back in October and November, the CEO of Nintendo said that they would have 2 million Switches available for the launch month. Mm-hmm. 2 million. Now, let's keep this in mind. The PS4 had 1.5 million pre-orders. Okay? The PS4 had 1.5 million pre-orders. I don't think that they could get 2 million pre-orders on a Nintendo Switch.
No.
I don't see it.
Not after the last 2 days. No.
Not after the last 2 days. However, they've already sold out of pre-orders everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no way they got 2 million pre-orders in this amount of time.
No.
No way.
No, they pulled a choke chain.
Yeah.
Their relationship with retailers and everything, this is how many you are allotted. It was all just, it's bait and switch.
They want games media outlets to write the article that says pre-orders are already sold out.
Which is a really shitty tactic.
It is a shitty tactic.
I was ready to pre-order this damn thing, I mean, no question, before the last 2 events.
Nintendo, start taking care of your fans or start making fucking playing cards again and get the fuck out.
Because, I mean, and if this keeps going on, and I honestly don't know what's in store after this, I really don't know if they're going to turn the Switch around 180 degrees like they really need to. Even though the damn thing's not out yet. But if this continues, in 4 or 5 years, we're going to see Mario on the damn PS4.
Yep.
They're going to turn into Sega, and they're just going to be a games maker. Unless they get incredibly stubborn about that and just shut their doors and walk away.
Yeah, well, I think Microsoft or somebody will buy them out before that happens. And, I mean, they've got money in the bank, but I don't think the Switch reveal has done anything.
Yeah, they are
them.
Still making money off of the 3DS. Their portables have always been
That's
immensely
another
popular.
thing. That's another thing.
They could have waited another year because this thing is still popular.
Anybody who watches this video, I challenge you to go to your local Walmart and look in the games case and see if you can even get a 3DS right now, because I guarantee you that you cannot.
Yeah, they're still selling like crazy.
No, it's not that they're selling like crazy. I don't think they're making them anymore. I don't think
Really?
they're shipping them out anymore. Nope.
They're still selling really well, though.
Are they?
Well, I haven't seen any numbers, but...
But I'm telling you, I haven't seen a 3DS on the shelf in weeks. In weeks. And I know the holidays just passed, but it's been 3 weeks since the holidays passed. You would think that retailers would have restocked their shelves by now.
Yeah.
And the only thing that you can get is that stupid doorstop.
The 2DS. Yeah, the axe head.
So I think they're putting all their eggs in the Switch basket right now.
Which is ridiculous because the whole thing comes off as half-assed as possible.
Because they're not going to put 3DSs out there because a parent is going to walk into a store and look at the 3DS for $199.
Yeah. Or the Switch for $299.
For $299, and they're going to pick up a 3DS. So they want parents to walk into the store and pick up the Switch.
Mm-hmm. So they don't want to compete against themselves.
Right. That's my crazy. That's my crazy theory.
An interesting theory,
but
there could be some truth there.
You don't have NES Classics on the shelf yet.
Yeah.
The 3DS, you can't find any version of the 3DS on the shelf right now. You can't find the 3DS XL. You can't find the original small 3DS. You can't find the Galaxy one. You can't find any of the Pokemon ones.
Well, you could probably find them online all day long, though.
No, you can't. Go to Amazon. They're gone.
I'm actually going to try this out.
I'm telling you. But anyway, I don't want to fill this up with a bunch of dead air. I think we've kind of expressed our opinions right now.
Yes.
That's sort of...
Well, I mean, I can end on... I mean, to finish the shit sandwich, I can throw, some more positive stuff in.
Okay, give me something positive.
It's still in its just existence, in its theory, is still really cool. I mean, just the functionality of it and everything. You're playing on your TV, you go over and just slide the controllers on it and take it with you where you're going to take a dump or whatever. That's cool. That's what I've done with the Wii U, since I bought it when it came out. It's neat that the guts of the thing are in the screen now, but, they had to sacrifice, apparently, any kind of respectable power to do so. But the tech is really cool. I really like what they're doing there. This I don't know if you could call it a second screen experience. But that thing is a really, big to me right now because I really like to be able to take whatever game with me, even if it's, a big AAA title.
But you're not getting those.
But you're not getting them. So it's hard. And I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I'm trying not to be negative, but I can't help it.
You can't help it after that.
I'm very disappointed, It is what it is. I was hoping coming up to this that Nintendo wouldn't be Nintendo this time, and they did. So.
Yeah, I will say the last positive thing I'll say is that the all black and gray version is an attractive looking piece of tech.
It's designed really well. It's very nice.
I think that the red and blue controllers make it a little garish. They look like 1950s 3D glasses.
Yeah,
or something.
the colors are kind of whatever.
They're off-putting.
But I like that they have the option. There's no like basic and then like pro, Nintendo Switch with more storage or anything. Holy crap! I'm sorry, storage.
Also, no pack-in.
Yeah, no pack-in game. Huge oversight. I don't know why they would do that. But storage, I forgot to touch on this, is paltry. Is very, very paltry. 32 gigabytes on the device itself.
Last thing that I want to bitch about. Nintendo's online service is now paid, which is fine.
Oh God,
That indicates to me that they're taking their online service seriously.
Which
However,
is great.
They're doing like Microsoft and Sony does and including a free game, but that
Monthly.
game is only free for that month. You cannot play it for free after that 1 month.
So it's going to be this rotating, one game that you can play, and they're all going to be virtual console titles, from what I understand.
Yeah, they're like, here's Mother 3, play it for a month.
And then we'll give you fucking Balloon Fight from the NES or something.
Yeah, if you want to play it anymore after that 30 days, go ahead and pay us $15 for it.
Yes. And the virtual console has been going since the Wii, and the prices of these old games emulated worse than emulators on PC do still cost way too much.
I've said it before. If Nintendo had a monthly subscription service for $10 a month,
it would do fantastic.
Where they would give you 1 or 2 free emulated games every month
that didn't go away.
Like, people would eat that shit up.
Because PlayStation Plus is outstanding. Games with Gold on Xbox is outstanding. Origin Access, that I subscribe to is $5 a month.
Access, yeah, they're great.
And they're adding games to that vault of free to play games every month. Battlefront is on there.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that so taboo to Nintendo?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
And I understand that they're notoriously fixated on their prices. You won't see a Nintendo released game go down in price for 4 years.
Yep.
I don't know why they do that. But they do. But and with storage, like I was saying, the damn thing's going to have 32 gigabytes on board, which is what my Wii U has. So that's incredibly disappointing. I'm sorry. It's going to have SDHC compatible. Of course, you can use SD cards up to 256 gigabytes, and that's cool and everything. And some people are saying, well, the games are going to be on cartridges. So you'll be able to...
I hate switching out cartridges.
To maybe there'll be expanded memory, or you won't have to download as many updates, but it doesn't matter. because 32 gigabytes is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so
what are you gonna do?
I think we're done bitching about it.
Yep. I mean, there's gonna have to be like, unless they are holding back a miracle, unless they are concealing something huge or planning on completely turning this shit show around later in the year. I can't believe how fast I went from wanting one of these so bad I was gonna pre-order it to I don't even want to touch it this first year.
Yep, exactly. So, and on that bombshell, we will end today's episode.
So yeah, this has been super upbeat.
The Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, now that we're done just crapping all over it.
Exactly.
But what are you gonna do?
But yeah, stay tuned here for the latest and interesting news, at least. And we'll try to bring you a live stream again because I think that was pretty successful.
Yeah, it went off pretty well, smoothly.
Yeah, it worked out. I'll include the sound on the thumbnail video the next time.
Yeah. Well, it was the first shot.
I didn't want to get hit with copyright.
Yeah, and that's with Nintendo. You don't want
to fuck with
take
Nintendo.
A chance. No.
But anyway, that's it. That's all I got for today. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll be coming back at you.
All right. See you next time.